The man found gold in the desert and hesitated, but with his companion nearby,
What is it?
he spoke up.
Just come here! Look at this! Come here!
The companion approached and swiftly took out a small blowtorch. The golden stone remained unblemished under the flames, with traces of melting. The hefty man confirmed it was a large gold nugget. They began digging but were astonished to find that the gold seemed endless. The hefty man tried to pull it out but failed. Using a car to tug it, the rope snapped with a loud crack. With no other option, they continued digging for 6 hours, revealing a growing pit and increasingly larger chunks of gold. They dug and dug in the vast desert, unearthing a large gold mine. Reluctant to abandon the immense wealth, they stayed until nightfall. Excited about their discovery, they jumped with joy. They discussed how to transport the gold. The hefty man suggested one person stay to guard while the other went to find an excavator in a nearby city. Confident in his desert experience, the hefty man proposed staying himself. However, faced with the enormous fortune, the skinny man trusted no one and insisted on staying to guard it alone.
Sure?
I'm sure.
Unaware of the gleam in the hefty man's eyes, he took most of the water the next day. The car's engine needed it for cooling. The hefty man promised to return in 4 days and drove off in the small pickup truck. Looking at the sky, he felt it was wise to stay behind. He covered the gold with sand, set up a tent nearby, and soon it was night. He heated canned food for sustenance. However, he heard hunting dogs barking nearby. After a quick look around, he felt no immediate danger. The next day, while searching for firewood, he found an airplane wreckage. Intrigued, he entered and found it a shelter from the heat. As he surveyed the area, he realized there was no gold mine there. Later, he brought some wreckage near the gold mine and modified his original tent. The window on top offered a clear view of the mine, so he slept peacefully. When the sunlight seeped through the cracks, he woke up to find blisters on his forehead from the scorching heat. He got up and went back to the gold mine, confirming the exposed ground was a substantial gold deposit. With great effort, he broke off a piece the size of a watermelon, weighing a hefty 20 kilograms. Carrying the gold back to the tent, the phone suddenly rang. He answered and heard the hefty man's voice. Excitedly, he shared his feeling, but the hefty man warned him not to believe in freebies, as one wrong move could leave him with nothing.
I'm here as soon as I can. We'll have more than just a jump. We'll have it all.
At night, the man felt the hyena's howls getting closer. He held a torch and checked, but found nothing. Another day passed, and his face was severely sunburned, with little water left from his supply. As a snake slithered by, the famished man decided to eat it. He lunged with his knife but missed, spilling the little water he had left. While gathering firewood, he spotted a figure approaching in the distance. Startled, he hastily hid inside the airplane wreckage, concealing the small nugget of gold he had found.
You're hiding.
The newcomer was a woman. The man, feeling guilty, lied and said he was a scavenger. Seeing his weakness, she offered food.
Dried snake?
No.
The skinny man's sole desire was to leave quickly. The woman, noticing his dehydration, intentionally drank water before him. However, she was perceptive and sensed that something was not right about this seemingly capable man choosing to scavenge in the desert.
You think you can come out here because your fucked up city turned on itself and take what isn't yours? No, you people are a virus. You want me to leave.
The skinny man abruptly grabbed a shovel and swiftly struck down the woman. He dug a hole and buried her, then proceeded to feast upon her remains. However, his actions caught the attention of a hunting dog, lured by the scent of blood. The dog unearthed the woman's body, forcing the man to drive it away by igniting a large fire. He burned the woman's remains, while receiving a phone call from his delayed companion who promised to arrive the next day. As a car passed by in the desert, offering him a chance to escape, he hesitated, driven by his greed for the vast gold mine. He concealed himself quickly. While gathering firewood, he noticed an imminent sandstorm and rushed back to his tent for safety. Unfortunately, the tent was swept away by the fierce winds, and as he fled, he was struck down by a falling tree branch. The man was pierced by a tree branch, leaving him injured. Instead of checking his wounds, he immediately crawled towards the nearby gold mine. After confirming its presence, he felt relieved. As his strength recovered, he removed the branch and used his pants as a makeshift tourniquet. He then ignited a fire, heated a tin can lid until it was red, and applied it to his wound for disinfection. His face turned red from the scorching sun. Soon, he fainted. In his hazy state, he saw a woman pointing a crossbow at him, resembling the woman he had killed, his deceased companion.
Go on.
The man woke up and wanted to inspect the large gold nuggets. Suddenly, a ringing sound interrupted him. He dug through the soil and found his phone. His companion urged him to protect the gold. Hastily, he crawled to the nearby gold mine and covered the exposed tips with sand.
Okay.
You hungry?
It was the desert woman, but strangely, she didn't recognize the man. She offered to get some food for the skinny man, but he told her to leave and said he didn't need her help.
You'll die if you don't.
Go!
So you didn't see me, sister?
It turned out that the woman was the younger sister. Seeing the man's attitude, the woman ignored him. After some time, the weak man turned his body and noticed 5 bonfires around him. It seemed that the desert woman had set them up to protect him from the wild dogs. Suddenly, the phone rang again. It was the chubby man, saying he was about to arrive and had already seen the smoke. However, the skinny man lifted his head in confusion. How could this be? A pack of hunting dogs had surrounded him, waiting for him to be at his weakest before attacking. The camera then shifted to a hillside where there were bonfires and canned food. It was his companion, chubby man, who seemed to have been there for several days, but he was waiting from afar for the skinny man to slowly die. Seeing that the skinny man had indeed died, Chubby finally drove over. Suddenly, the chubby man was shot and also fell down. The movie ends here. It's an open-ended conclusion, and I guess it might be the sister have killed him. What do you think?